Welcome to week 4 of Catalyzing Action in Complex Systems. This week is about finding leverage for change, finding leverage points. We're continuing on the theme of systems thinking and systems mindsets. And I want to say, while a material might be quite technical in an essence, the whole idea of the systems mindset is that we could zoom out into the bigger picture. We could start to become aware of all the various interconnected parts that are influencing a situation. We could start to try to understand how we're getting stuck in loops or cycles that are creating outcomes that aren't actually the outcomes or the things that we want. And this week, really looking at, so where could we put in the effort to have the biggest change? And as leaders, we need to be able to start to kind of understand if we're spending a lot of energy in places that don't have a lot of impact, we're going to burn ourselves out and we're not going to make the change we want to see. And if we can start to understand where we can put our energy to have a lot more change, we make change in the organization, we create the change we want to see, and we also have more energy to do what we need to do. So if you have any questions, thoughts, ideas about the reading this week, which is called, it's a Donella Meadows article called Leverage Points, Places to Intervene in a System. It's a very important and influential article in the field of systems thinking. Please put them in the check-in. I'd love to talk about it and see how you're feeling. The homework this week is to revise your systems map. So if there's any insight from the feedback, for those of you who've posted your homework, you can update it and create a second map. From the next remainder of the time, the homework will be due at the end. But of course, at any time, if you have questions, I'd love to hear about and give feedback. I also, so we had the World Cafe on Friday, which was great to see those of you who could make it. Many of you, I think, had experienced or led a World Cafe before, so the method in itself wasn't new, but for everyone, there was a sense of doing it on a video forum was new, and that is a tool that you could really use and apply, so that was great. In terms of the content of the World Cafe, I would say that the terrorist line really resonated. We, I would say, found a polarity on the call that's very inherent in the Salvation Army structure and is very alive for the area managers in the group. That the Salvation Army is an army. There is a very strong history of being hierarchical and a kind of drive to be expedient, and at the same time, there's a culture change and an encouragement to be more inclusive and more participatory in how decisions are made. And there's a desire from the front lines to kind of have more of a say in decisions. And the area managers, you kind of live in that sandwich between decisions coming down and people wanting to have their voice heard. And so that kind of quality of terrorist line was very alive. So that I feel like it was very helpful. Also, in terms of this idea of the 4 steps and kind of hearing the different perspectives and bringing out the divergent voices, I would say that I heard on the call, and I kind of can hear throughout this course this sort of resistance and frustration to the format of this course, and particularly the sense that you're not able to kind of work ahead or see the bigger picture of the 6 weeks and budget your time accordingly. And so I will bring that feedback back, and also you can bring that feedback back, and we know it's there. Also, again, this just theme that it would have been so good to have another in person, that it's been such a long time since you were together that you're losing some of the juice. And then I think lastly, there was just lots of questions about systems thinking and trying to make sense of it. So I am definitely available for my office hours this week, Thursday, for anyone who wants to join. The details on that will be below. Just let me know. And I'll be posting the World Cafe in this week's check-in for anyone that wants to watch it, that wasn't able to make it. And I look forward to your questions, your thoughts, your perspectives on this week's reading and this week's theme. And I wish you all a wonderful week. Thank you.